please make sure to spend time meditating each day, without fail. Today, September 18, 2013, is a very important one for humanity, as will become apparent a little later. Time, as you well know, is an important aspect of the illusion because it defines the way you experience life within it, the past with its many memories, frequently unhappy, and to which you often cling with anger or regret. The future to which you mostly look forward, hoping for improvements that will make your lives happier and more secure. And the present, which is constantly changing as it passes and yet is often unnoticed by you unless something unusual or striking happens. But it is on the present moment that you need to focus your attention, because that is where you make choices and decisions, of which you are often almost unaware but which can be life-altering. Many wise ones have told you that living consciously requires that you maintain awareness of every thought, word, and action, however insignificant it may appear to be, by living consciously in the now moment. However, most of you find that very difficult to do for more than very brief periods. In reality, into which you are to awaken, your journey's end, your thoughts create instantly, so it is essential that you be aware of what you choose to think about. Of course, when you awaken from the illusion, you will do this naturally, almost automatically, but while you are still enclosed within it, it is important that you practice constant awareness, because doing so makes it far easier for you to maintain your intent to be always loving, compassionate, and forgiving. In other words, it helps you to avoid making fast and rash judgments or decisions followed by words or actions that you will later regret. An obvious example of the latter is being distracted while driving a motor vehicle and causing or nearly causing an accident, and yet many of you do allow yourselves to be distracted very regularly, even while driving. Ask yourselves why. And be honest with yourselves. Basically, you have chosen to be distracted because the present moment seems boring, and what you are doing is so easy that you believe you could do it with your eyes closed. Remember, there truly are no accidents. You planned and created individual life paths for yourselves as humans to present you with the lessons that, with wisdom and foresight, you decided, before you incarnated, you wished to learn. And, as you know from many experiences during your childhood and school days, if you do not pay attention, you do not learn your lessons and you get poor grades. And why are you not paying attention? It is because you choose to become embroiled in the memories of past, quite possibly painful events, and imagine how you, or someone else, might have or should have acted differently. But the event has passed. You are unable to change it, as you are only too well aware, and yet you continue to replay those old and sometimes very distracting recordings, mentally reliving those events and re-experiencing the emotions involved. Meditation is strongly recommended as a way to relieve the excess stress in your lives. It is, as you know, a practice in which you choose to be mindful, to notice your thoughts while consciously not engaging with them. The constant flow of thoughts that humans experience are a bit like reading a bad novel or watching a bad movie. They have no meaningful storyline, flowing from one unrelated event to another, and when you try to retrace your steps from the present thought back to the one that started it all, the experience can be quite startling. The point of meditation is to rouse yourselves into awareness so that you can stop, or at least slow down, the constant and mostly meaningless flow of distracting thoughts and be quietly present right now. Life as a human these days is filled chock-a-block with noise and distractions, from text and instant messages, calls on your phone, the always-on TV, loud music, and in a city, traffic noise and police, fire, and ambulance sirens. You seriously do need to make space available each and every day to be quiet, alone, and free from all that noise, inner and outer. You can and do choose, every day, whether or not to spend some time quietly being at peace in your inner space. You never just happen to take time out to meditate. It is always a very conscious decision, and nor do you just forget to meditate. You do have the time for meditation daily, and no excuses you can think of for not meditating are valid. Your egos do not like you to meditate because they then lose control of you. Consequently, they attack you when you attempt to meditate by presenting you with reminders about things that apparently need your most urgent attention. But of course 95% of the time that is not the case. So the message for today is, please make sure to spend time meditating each day, without fail. It relieves your stress, your anxieties, and your doubts, but most importantly, you renew at the same time your intent to be loving, compassionate, and forgiving, thus strengthening and further empowering the collective in its intent to release all that is not in alignment with love. You have been doing very well on the whole, and some of the more restrained statements and decisions of your elected officials in recent weeks demonstrate the effectiveness of your collective efforts. Keep the pressure on, the gentle and irresistible pressure of love, as the awareness that this is indeed a new age dawns on humanity, and the old and unseemly ways of relating to one another increasingly cease to occur. You are changing the world, and it is essential that you continue to do so. With so very much love, Saul. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman.wordpress.com